face. Alright, so that's 44. That is almost ready, because we have 45. I hear a bard. Where's the bard? Here's the bard. What? How does she have those giant things coming out of her back? Succubus horns, okay. Dueling bards? Well, it sounds like she's obviously the better bard. Okay, Garuda. That is the Howling Eye on easy. It occurs to me that I've never run this as a tank, so I don't really know what I'm doing. This is gonna be awesome. Let's roll. Holy crud. That hurt. I should probably remember to use Shield Oath. Pointer away from the party. Get in the eye! Well, this isn't so bad. When I remember to use Shield Oath and actually be a tank. Ta-da! Primals. 10-minute fight. Okay XP for a 10-minute fight. All the bards left. Nope, one bard's left. Pill, you'll like this. So, the bard class. No, they brought there. We're gonna get out of earshot there. So it's important that I get out of earshot, or recording shot at least, because so bards get this neat option that they can just play music out of one of 4 instruments. Well, they all look like a harp, but you get to pick one of 4 instruments. Actually, here. So harp, piano, lute, or fiddle. And what it does is it brings up, changes your bars along the bottom here, and turns it into a piano interface. And you have an option for octave down, octave up, and your full range of notes. So to do that, all you have to do is get an archer to 30 and become a bard. Like, do the quest to become a bard. And then you go over and you find the quest, you go talk to this guy. And to complete the quest, all you have to do is agree to not play third-party music where it can be overheard. Third-party music, or there are 2 particular songs in this game that you're not allowed to play for some reason. Well, you're allowed to play them, you just can't record them. I'm pretty sure standing next to that bard that was playing Mary Had a Little Lamb is safe, but I don't want to take any chances. I see somebody got the new devil outfit. So in the optional stuff store, they just put out 2 new outfits, a devil outfit and an angel outfit. Devil outfit's all black, black wings. Angel outfit's white, white wings with a halo. There is a streamer that comes on after me that I think that's public domain. Mary Had a Little Lamb? Yeah, it's probably a public domain song, so I think that's safe. But yeah, anything that could get them in trouble. So, funny note on that. That is exactly the quest. So the way it came out was in 4.2... I think it was 4.2. 4.15. This ability came out, so bards could get this performance thing. And it was so neat, everybody loved it. They got the options. And instead of... Yes, funny note. I thought you'd like that. So what it used to look like is you actually had action buttons that you could put on your bar, like, or of every note at your, I think it's middle C, and then an octave above and an octave below. Oh, we're in Haukke Manor again. So what you used to be able to do is you used to be able to, like, program macros to play these different notes based off of these action bars. Well, the first day the option came out, within minutes, somebody posted a video of them on their bard playing Smash Mouth. Recorded to YouTube. So it is forever there. Basically, by the time the article came out saying, hey, by the way, you can now play music as a bard, here's somebody already breaking the rules. So they changed it, and that's why now there is a piano interface instead of the hotbar buttons. So you actually have to kind of learn how to play and your timing, and it can't just all come down to numbers anymore. Because when you build macros, you could put, like, play this button, wait half a second, play this button, that kind of thing. So your timing basically came down to how you were doing your notes. Well, Maddie, we have to remember. We have to remember on Saturday to tell Shisha that she's missing a hand and has a beak in the place of that. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ah, I got her. But yeah, Haukke Manor. It's not terribly complicated. Make sure you have, did we get a key? We did get a key. Okay. Attic bats. Hi, cameras. You know, I honestly can't tell you if Black Mage is fun to play. That is one of the classes I haven't leveled up too much. From what I understand, everyone tells me it's a great class to play if you don't worry too much about, if you're not worried too much about moving around. The big thing with Black Mage is the higher you get as far as the levels, you end up, not moving around very much because you start getting things like ley lines that increase your damage, but you have to stand still because they don't go anywhere. I did play. Now, Black Mage starts out as actually starts out as Thaumaturge in Ul'dah. Turn this down a little. So yeah, later on you get, you end up getting things like ley lines where you can actually move because it's essentially like a buff that's in an area as opposed to on you. They are great for damage. Absolutely great. And funny enough, there's a couple places where they tell you basically if you don't want to worry about mechanics, play Black Mage. Because of their lack of moving around. Are you playing 14? Are you looking for a class? Are you looking to start? There's always a free trial. It lasts for, well, there's no time limit on it. But you can play any class up to... It used to be 30. I heard somewhere now that it's up to 32. Which basically means if you're playing a base class and you do all your class quests, at 30 you get the job. You get the soul gem. Which turns your Thaumaturge into Black Mage, your Conjurer into White Mage, your Gladiator into Paladin, Marauder into Warrior. What else am I missing? Archer into Bard. Pugilist into Monk. I do not have the Steam version. I actually got it just straight from the website, from the Final Fantasy XIV website. Well, not the game, but... I actually bought a... I bought it from Amazon. The complete edition, because that has not only the original game, which is A Realm Reborn, but also Heaven's Ward, as well as Stormblood, which is the current expansion. And it's all for $60 and you get a month free. You can get it on Steam, though. People get it on Steam. Just not me. I didn't get a Steam account until recently. Oh, you guys are seriously gonna make me do this, aren't you? Okay. Whoop. At first glance, the economy looks absolutely terrible. For example, you're going to see a lot of things that are several thousand gil. It actually doesn't take all that much to build up the cash. Like I don't, well, can't see it because my overlay is over it, but I've been playing since October. I don't spend a lot of gil, but I also don't do a lot to make gil. And I'm sitting at 2.3 million gil. So it really depends on what you want to get into. I think a lot of the fun of this game is that you don't have to have an alt if you want to play a different class. So for example, all of your classes are in one character. You just swap out your main weapon and you get gear sets that go along with that. Most expensive items usually depends on what type it is. It's not usually the actual gear, like your gear items actually tend to be a little cheaper. It's the other things that people get into, like housing, pieces for housing and interior design. Actually, yeah, because I've been running so many dungeons lately, I just got a, well, they're called minions in this, but a vanity pet is what they'd be in other games. Just got one dropped from a dungeon. It's the mini raccoon, or what is it, lesser panda. It's a red panda. I already had it, so I put it up on up on the auction house and made like 350,000 gil just off of that. But yeah, I mean the most expensive stuff is not usually the gear stuff. It's actually like the housing and the glamours, the particular pieces that people want because it looks a certain way. Then you can glamour over other armor. Glamoring is a big thing in 14. Not for me, but for some people. The one guy that's usually here, Denny, has spent like 3 million gil just in his glamoring stuff. But yeah, the most expensive parts are looking for particular pieces of equipment because you like the look of it that you can glamour later, or interior design, or if you want to buy a house, because there is player housing. There's also guilds where, for example, they're not called guilds, they're called free companies. But your free companies, once they get to a certain size, actually have the ability to buy a free company house, and you can get a room in the free company house if you want, which is significantly cheaper than buying your own house. A free company room basically runs like 300k, which is probably the biggest thing I've ever spent money on. But generally your high-end items are sometimes a couple mil. There are a lot of North American servers. There's actually two different sets of data centers for North America. One is Primal and the other is Aether, I believe. I'm on Goblin server, but there are a lot of streamers that are on Coral, Coueerl. There's a lot of 14 streamers that are on that. with huge guilds and craziness. But there's never really any lack of anybody or people never around. Now there is there's an issue that some people don't really like, but that's going to come in any game, is that your random dungeons, if you're playing a DPS class, are about a half-hour wait to get into the dungeon, so you always want to have something else to do in the meantime. Whether that's crafting, running side quests, doing whatever. Except on the weekends. Weekends are prime time for people logging in, so your wait drops to like 15 minutes. Mostly for DPS. If you end up playing a tank class or a healer class, it's almost instant. For example, I'm just doing random dungeons to get this guy to 70, which is level cap. Which is current level cap anyway. Now I have done, what was my 4th class? 5th class? I started out with Summoner. Basically, what I suggest is if you've never played the game before, or you're just starting out, do the free trial first, see if you like it at all, and just pick a class. Because if you decide to get the game after that, you can keep that same character, so you're not losing anything. Now, I changed the character. I don't use the characters I used for the free trial, only because he was an elf, and I wanted the Ra race, which have dragon blood in them, tails and horns, which doesn't come in the free trial because they didn't come out until Heavensward, which is the first expansion. But you can always do the free trial and see if you like the game at all. There's no time limit on it. The only limit is how far you can get your classes. Like I said, they're 30 or 32. Now there are some things that are cross-server. So, for example, if you're, as long as you're on the same data center, which is what I was talking about before, the Aether or Primal, there's a party finder. And people list, like, all kinds of different things, from hunting down minions to, or like doing hunt logs, to particular dungeons, to particular raids, that they can just, whoever they're looking for, or whatever they're looking for. And those you can actually find across the entire data center. So you're never limited to just the people on your server. Now those take a little bit longer to find people sometimes, unless you know people are already around. For example, Sophie, who is a streamer that is on Coral, which I actually host her when I'm done. She's been playing forever. She's on Coral like a lot of other streamers, but she ends up playing with people that are watching her channel at the same time. They do raids and stuff. I'm newer to the game. I only started playing in October, so basically for me, it's a lot more of I'm trying to catch up, kind of. So I've just basically been leveling classes for a while. But yeah, when you're first starting out, I suggest like the free trial, and then if you decide you like the game and you want to get it, like I was saying, I bought the complete edition for $60. It has both expansions in it because I knew I wanted to play the game for a while. And you get a free month because you bought the game. And if you like the race that you have, then by all means keep playing the same character that you played in the trial. Pick whatever class you want. And my basic suggestion is once you pick the class that you like, or pick one that you really like, then just go ahead and go through the main story quest first. Like, don't try to level a whole lot of things at one time.